Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 2021 Driver Career Mode. We are headed to Hungary this time around, and of course last time we were in Silverstone where we finished P7 after starting at the back of the grid, having taken a penalty for pretty much every component on the car. So pretty good comeback, I would say. We're currently 5th in the Drivers' Championship, Mclaren 3rd in the Constructors. So things are looking good for us, and with all that said, let's head to Hungary and take a little look at how we're getting on so far. Here we go then, out in free practice on Friday. I am not strong around Hungary. This is a track that I've not really spent a lot of time on, so we've got some stuff to learn, that's for sure. Currently go purple, but of course we're the only car out on track at the moment, aside from our teammate who's not actually set a lap yet, so let's set up. Oh, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of work to be done around here. We're not super strong. Looks like the weather's getting a little better. Hopeful for the race, although having had a look at the forecast, the same corner, man. And the wing's completely gone this time. A little bit later on, I believe. Oh my goodness, bit of a moment there. And wide, completely wide. Oh. This is a track that we've got some work to do on, isn't it?
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three, who are Sainz, Verstappen and Pierre Gasly. What an incredible practice session. The fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Alright, let's go qualifying for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So, this is the end of our first flyer. Currently in P19, because I don't think we've set a time yet. And we go P2, that'll do. Can we keep it there is the question. Not quite. Where did we end up? 15th. Wow. By the skin of our teeth, we make it into Q2. And here's Q2 then. So, heading off for our first flying lap of the session. Can we go top 10 and can we end up? Oh my.
Are you okay? That was a big one.
That corner
okay,
is not our friend. Let's have another look at that. Come around, we just get a little bit too much power on that curb and we just lose traction and that's it. It's game over. Look at this. A little bit too much power on the curb and the tail end just goes whoop. See you later. And that's the end of our qualifying. So we're going to go 15th then, heading into the race for tomorrow. Not ideal, especially around this track where we're not the strongest. So we really got some work to do, huh?
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7 mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and talented Spaniard Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Max Verstappen and Hamilton, Norris, Gasly, Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Tsunoda, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Power, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher and George Russell, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
See what we can do. We're starting in 15th on a track that we are not strong around, so we're going to have to work for this, I think. And the weather, I believe we're expecting rain later in the race. So, see how it goes. We're underway then for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Not a great start for us. Dropped already back a place behind Giovinazzi, but we're going to absolutely send it if I know me. And we are straight down the inside, up to 13th place. Can we make that stick? Up into 12th. Perfect. We gained some places in the first corner. That's what we want to do. We want to get those places early. Oh my goodness, we nearly just slammed into the back of Alonso there. Ahead we got Vettel, and ahead of him we got Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. Oof, little moment. Not a bad start, not a bad start. Considering where we were, we can make this work. Let's have another look at that start then. Pretty clean for everybody as we come tearing up the inside and take ourselves a nice 4 positions. Now here's the onboard of Mick. I'm not sure why we're on board with Mick Schumacher. Ah, because we cut across him. Nasty. So we nearly took out a Haas. We would have had some explaining to do there. But we didn't. We managed to avoid that. So here we are then, coming round towards the end of the first lap of this Hungarian Grand Prix. Currently in 11th. Just outside the points. And we go for a move up the inside of Vettel. Little bit deep. Can we make it stick? Vettel's going for the switchback. Here he goes. But we just get a slightly better run out of that corner. But he's going around the outside into turn 3 and make it stick. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. Up into the points paying positions for us then as we head into the second lap of this race. Towards the end.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Towards the end of second lap then, into the third lap, DRS of course enabled. That's going to be good for us. It means we can hopefully make a few more moves and get ourselves up the positions as we chase down the 2 AlphaTauris ahead of us. Driven by Tsunoda and Gasly ahead of him. Getting a bit of a feel for the track now. We go purple in sector 1. That's a good sign to show us that we do actually have some pace around here, of course. Which I wouldn't have expected this early on, but we'll take it, we'll take it. Pretty clean lap here. A yellow flag behind us. Wonder what's happened there. Looks like an incident with a Haas and an Alpine by the looks of it, but I can't be sure. Oh, definitely an... Oh, it's a Williams! Nicholas Latifi's out of the race.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Unfortunate. As we head into lap 5, we're in the top 10. That's what we love to hear. And we're still chasing down those AlphaTauris. Not really making ground. In fact, we're sort of dropping back a little bit. So we've got some work to do if we want to make up these places. As you can see from the sky, it looks like the rain might be on its way soon. So strategy is going to be an interesting one. Our DRS has broken. Perfect. That's what we didn't need right now, to be honest. even though we're not quite within the range, we're getting close. So when we do get within range, we're not going to have it. Not ideal.
Will be offline. There's a fault with the rear wing system. Stay out. We can work on a fix remotely.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. So we're just going to have to do this on raw pace if we can do it at all. You see quite a way into lap 6 now. We have closed that gap quite significantly. In fact, if we were to get DRS come the straight, we might be able to make a move, but we haven't got DRS currently, so we're just going to have to try and do this on pace alone. But let's see what happens. Getting nice and close to the gearbox of Yuki. Around the outside? Not quite, we're not close enough. And Gasly's pitting. Quite early, I have to say, especially given that rain is coming. So Yuki gets DRS from Gasly. We get the slipstream from Yuki, and we get nice and close on the way out of turn 1. Just not quite close enough to make a move. We're a little bit stuck here. It's unfortunate because the front runners are just running away with this at the moment. You can see ahead, Lando 5 and a bit seconds ahead of us, with I want to say that's Sergio Perez ahead, and Mercedes and a Ferrari ahead of him. So really got some work to do if we're gonna sort of get ourselves up into a real good position. As we come round, Lando's pitted, Yuki's pitted. That's going to give us a little bit of clean air to hopefully pull away
Lando is in the pits
and go for an overcut. We'll see though, because that, I don't know what the weather's doing.
We're boxing this lap.
Jeff wants to bring us in this lap. You can see one of the Mercedes of Bottas on hard tyres, everybody else on the mediums.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Lap 11 then, the rain's starting to fall. We're going to box, I think. We're probably going to jump straight on the inters at this stage. Here we come then, into the pit lane. What are we going to do? Let's find out. Inters. As I suspected. Early on the inters. This is either going to pay off really well for us, or it's going to go the opposite way. We've dropped back to 12th. Everybody else is on dry tyres currently. We've got no grip. Nothing. Look at that. But the rain is falling, so hopefully the track's going to get a bit wetter. Our tyres are going to come to life, and we can be on the big brain strategy. Although we're losing so much time from the lack of grip here, so we might have ballsed this one. We could have maybe stayed out an extra lap. As we come round in lap 12. Yeah, look at this. Oh my god. Not ideal. Straight off the track. No traction. We're going so slow. Look at Vettel. He's pulled out a 7-second gap ahead of us. As I just can't get the grip. We lose out to Ocon there, who's still on dry tyres, still staying out. Stroll's behind us, knocking at our gearbox.
That's us down a place.
DRS, I believe, is still enabled, so Stroll is probably going to have a go here. We nearly plough straight into the back of Esteban Ocon. Look at this. Oh my god. We've got nothing. We've got no grip. It's like we're like ice skates out there. As we drop, what, 2 or 3 places there from that mistake. We're down into 15th. This is not ideal. We've made a huge mistake here. It was not time for the intermediates, and we took a gamble, hoping it would pay off. It's not paying off currently. We're so far back. Obviously everybody else has got a box still, but we need to hope that we've got enough life in these tyres to get us to the end of the race. Another mistake as we go wide. Really hoping for something special here. On to lap 14 now. You can see the dry tyre runners are starting to struggle a little bit. The track's got a lot wetter. We're starting to find some grip, some pace. Is it too little too late though? Can we still score points? I'm not convinced currently. But anything can happen. You never know. As we dive down the inside of Raikkonen, the Alfa Romeo, and set our sights on Stroll in that Aston Martin just ahead. Probably going to be boxing this lap, I would imagine, because they're going so slow. We've found our pace and they've lost theirs, so it's probably now time. Yeah, look at that. Lando's in.
Lando is coming in for his stop.
Probably going to switch himself to Inters. Oh, I would imagine a lot of people are in. Look at the mini map on the left. You can see all the front runners, apart from the two Ferraris and the Red Bull, have come in. It's time. Down the inside of Ocon. DRS has been disabled. That's how you really know it's time. And we come round. I think Ocon just gone into the pits. There you go.
The stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
This is our chance to pick up some places. We've got 2 laps to go. We're currently in P8. That's points. We'll take that. Especially after the start we had. And the pit stop. Towards the end of lap 17 then, we come round. I mean, we need a miracle if we're going to catch up with Hamilton ahead, but
This is your
who knows
final
what's
lap,
going to happen.
Final lap of the race.
Final lap of the Grand Prix then. We screwed up the strategy, didn't we? Let's say that much. It was not ideal. Carlos Sainz then for Ferrari wins. Lando's going to come home in 4th by the looks of it. And we get ourselves a couple of points, or 4 points, in P8. Not bad.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
We fluffed the strategy. We fluffed qualifying. And we get driver of the day. I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but we got it.
Here's our winner, pulling their Ferrari into Parc Ferme. What a fantastic race it was. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Some amazing talents out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Power. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Wow. What a race, man. That was interesting. We've dropped ourselves down to 8th in the Drivers' Championships. Mclaren still 3rd, of course, in the Constructors, so that's good. Having a little look at the results from the season so far, not too bad. I mean, it's certainly not one of our best performances. Probably near our worst. If you look at Baku, that was a terrible race. But we've got some work to do. The next Grand Prix should have been the Russian Grand Prix. That's cancelled. I'll give you a spoiler. We won that one, so we got huge amounts of points. Obviously, things in the world have changed since then, so we will not be showing that one. I know it's a video game, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to fucking hear it. We're not showing that one. So the next Grand Prix will be the one after that. I can't fucking remember what that is. The next one will be Brazil. A strong track for us. And then we've got Jeddah for the finale. So 2 races to go in this season. We're probably aiming for P6, P5 at a push in the Drivers' Championship. And then we need to decide what we do for Season 2. So stick around. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.